Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Girivaradari Yeshodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yeshodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanajari Yamuna Tira Vanajari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Hare Krishna. So I believe we can start. So welcome all to the Saturday Bhagavatam class, and I think I am joining after a couple of months. So it's very nice to have your association. And currently, we are in the third canto, second chapter, which is basically remembrance of Lord Krishna. And uh, in this particular chapter, Vidura is asking Uddhava to narrate about what was the message of Lord Krishna about about his appearance and whatever Uddhava was a person who was with Lord Krishna and who is always who has been a devotee of Lord Krishna right from the childhood. And Uddhava was the devotee whom Lord Krishna met when he became unmanifested from this planet. So Vidura wanted to know about Lord Krishna, whatever he knew based on his interaction and his key messages and things like that. And when Vidura asked this question, the moment he thinks about Lord Krishna, he kind of becomes frozen for a moment um, because of this emotional this thing. And after composing himself, he starts to uh, talk about Lord Krishna, and then he tells that the Yadavas or very unfortunate. One of the most unfortunate. So people normally think that Lord Krishna was born among them, and they are supposed to be considered as very fortunate. But Uddhava gives a different twist to it. He says that the Yadavas are very unfortunate, though like Lord Krishna was present right amongst their midst. He was talking to them. He was speaking with them. He was eating with them. He was sleeping with them, but still they could not understand his greatness, and they went away. And then he tells that, and now he's starting to talk about his the way he appears in a human form in this whenever he performs his pastimes. So we will start with Mangalacharan. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya. Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam. Tato Jayam Mudiryayet. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu. नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. Hare Krishna, I just wanted to confirm if everybody is able to see my screen properly and uh, have my voice is coming across clearly. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
yes, Prabhu.
Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 2nd chapter, Shloka number 12. यन्मर्त्यलीलौपैकं स्वयोगा यन्मर्त्यलीलौपैकं स्वयोगा मायाबलं दर्शयता गृहीताम् मायाबलं दर्शयता गृहीताम् विस्मापनं स्वस्य च सौभगर्दे विस्मापनं स्वस्य च सौभगर्दे परं पदं भूषणभूषणाङ्गम् परं पदं भूषणभूषणाङ्गम् यन्मर्त्यलीलौपैकं स्वयोग मायाबलं दर्शयता गृहीतं विस्मापनं स्वस्य च सौभगर्दे परं पदं भूषणभूषणाङ्गम्. Hare Krishna. Can I request Sushil Kumar Prabhu to read the translation? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. The Lord appeared in the mortal world by his internal potency, Yog Maya. He came in his eternal form, which is just suitable for his pastimes. These pastimes were wonderful for everyone, even for those proud of their own opulence, including the Lord himself in his form as the Lord of Vaikunt. Thus, that is Shri Krishna's transcendental body is the ornament of all ornaments.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So now Uddhavji is starting to tell by how the Lord appeared. And we all know that when Lord Krishna appeared, uh, a kind of swapping happened, and this was arranged by Yogamaya. And the Yogamaya is nothing but the internal potency of the Lord Himself. And that is what is told. The Lord appeared by His Yogamaya. He came in His eternal form. So even though His form was human-like, that form is also eternal. So we will see in the purport that just because Lord Krishna came in his human-like form, we should not think that he has the same limitations which all of us have. And that is the reason why it is very clearly told, Uddhavji is very clearly mentioning that he came in his eternal form. And then these pastimes were wonderful for everyone, even for those proud of their own opulence. So basically, it means that the pastimes of Lord Krishna are very wonderful not only for or those who are not devotees, because it is also said that one of the main purposes of the pastimes of the Lord is to attract people to Him and to also please His devotees. So, even His own devotees, it is wonderful for them. And Uddhavji goes one step further and tells that it is wonderful even for the Lord Himself, because in Vaikuntha, his uh, uh, his bhava, the bhava in which he is worshipped, is based on respect. He is worshipped with all kinds of opulences. But in Vrindavana, he was not like that. We all know how sweet were his pastimes in Vrindavana. So the pastimes of Lord Krishna were wonderful even for the devotees and even for Lord himself. This is a very wonderful statement. And he says that Krishna's transcendental body is the ornament of all ornaments. So we all knew that when this when he was in Vrindavana, and when he used to steal the butter from the Gopas and Gopis' homes. So they used to tell that either Yashoda Maya used to tell that okay, um, I will I will try to remove his this thing. What is that? Ornaments, so that you are able to only by his ankle bells you are able to recognize him. And then he says that no, the gopis complain that he comes in the middle of the night and his ornaments are so bright so that he is able to see all the butter pots very clearly and is able to take them. Then Yashoda Maya says that okay, I can do one thing, I can remove the ornaments so that he is not able to see this pots. Then the gopis say, no, no, there's no point in removing the ornaments. His body itself is so bright. So he does not need any additional light. So they are so affectionate about him. So though they complain outwardly, they were very affectionate about him. So it is told, Uddhavji is telling that his body itself is the ornament of all ornaments. Can I request Rao Prabhu to read the first paragraph? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Purport. In conformity with the Vedic hymns, Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetanam, the personality of Godhead is more excellent than all other living beings within all the universes in the material world. He is the chief of all living entities. No one can surpass him or be equal to him in wealth, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge, or renunciation. When Lord Krishna was within this universe, he seemed to be a human being because he appeared in a manner just suitable for his pastimes in the mortal world. He did not appear in human society in his Vaikuntha feature with four hands because that would not have been suitable for his pastimes. But in spite of his appearing as a human being, no one as or equal to him in any respect in any of the six different opulences. Everyone is more or less proud of his opulence in this world. But when Lord Krishna was in human society, he excelled all his contemporaries within the universe.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So, again, Srila Prabhupada in the purport is emphasizing that just because Lord Krishna appeared in a human-like form, we should not think that he is also like a human being and he has the limitations which a normal human being does. That kind of understanding we should avoid. So, can I request Sumati Mataji to read the next paragraph? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
When the Lord's pastimes are visible to the human eye, they are called Prakrita. And when they are not visible, they are called Aprakrita. In fact, the Lord's pastimes never stop, just as the sun never leaves the sky. The sun is always in its right orbit in the sky, but it is sometimes visible and sometimes invisible to our limited vision. Similarly, the pastimes of the Lord are always current in one universe or another, and when Lord Krishna disappeared from the transcendental abode of Dwarka, it was simply a disappearance from the eyes of the people there. It should not be misunderstood that his transcendental body, which is just suitable for the pastimes in the mortal world, is in any way inferior to his different expansions in the Vaikuntha lokas. His body manifested in the material world is transcendental par excellence in the sense that his pastimes in the mortal world excel his mercy displayed in the Vaikuntha lokas. In the Vaikuntha lokas, the Lord is merciful toward the liberated or Nitya Mukta living entities. But in his pastimes in the mortal world, he is merciful even to the fallen souls who are Nitya Baddha or conditioned forever. The six excellent opulences which he displayed in the mortal world by the agency of his internal potency, Yog Maya, are rare even in the Vaikuntha Lokas. All his pastimes were manifested not by material energy but by his spiritual energy. The excellence of his Rasa Leela at Vrindavan and his householder life with 16,000 wives is wonderful even for Narayana in Vaikuntha and is certainly so for other living entities within this mortal world. His pastimes are wonderful even for other incarnations of the Lord, such as Sri Ram, Narsimha, and Varaha. His opulence was so super excellent that his pastimes were adored even by the Lord of Vaikuntha, who is not different from Lord Krishna himself. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, in the second paragraph, Srila Prabhupada is explaining that the disappearance of us and the Lord are different. So, for example, when we die, we actually physically leave the planet, whereas the Lord is just unmanifest. That's all. It is only that he is not visible, and this is called as aprakata. Whenever he is visible, he is called as prakata, manifest, and whenever he is not visible, it is aprakata, unmanifest. And Srila Prabhupada gives a very nice example of the sun, that the sun never actually, there is not a play that there is not a time when the sun is not there. It is only that we don't see the sun. Some other part of the world sees the sun when we don't see, and when we see, some other part of the world does not see. That's it. But the sun is always there. Similarly, the Lord and his pastimes are always there. Only thing is the visibility to the human eye. Sometimes it is there, and sometimes it is not there. And again, he is emphasizing that just because um, he's coming in a human-like form, uh, still he is transcendental. And the pastimes which he did, he is very nicely telling that forget about devotees. It is wonderful even for the other incarnations of the Lord, and even for Lord Narayana himself in Vaikunta, where he is worshipped by opulence, because his pastimes in Vrindavana is so pleasing and so loving, and the exchanges with the Gopas and the Gopis and the Rasalila are beyond comparison. And There is also a very nice pastime where Parvati wanted to participate in the Ras Leela and she could not do. So, like that, for everyone, Lord Krishna's pastimes are so wonderful. So, this is the first, this is the shloka number 12, where Uddhavji tells Vidura that Lord Krishna appeared in the world by his internal potency Yoga Maya. So means he is explaining that he is appearing out of his own will. So his internal potency, we don't have control over our birth. Whereas Lord Krishna is not like that. He decides when to come and when to go, when to manifest and when to unmanifest. And he appears in a human-like form, and his pastimes are wonderful even for the Lord himself. Let us go to the next shloka. Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 2nd chapter, shloka number 13. यद्धर्मसूनोर्बत राजसूये यद्धर्मसूनोर्बत राजसूये निरीक्ष्य दृक्स्वस्त्ययनं त्रिलोका निरीक्ष्य दृक्स्वस्त्ययनं त्रिलोका कार्त्स्नेन चाद्येह गतं विदातु कार्त्स्नेन चाद्येह गतं विदातु अर्वाक्श्रुतौ कौशलमिति अमन्यता अर्वाक्श्रुतौ कौशलमिति अमन्यता यद्धर्मसूनोर्बत राजसूये निरीक्ष्य दृक् स्वास्थ्ययनं त्रिलोका कार्त्स्नेन चाद्येह गतं विधातुर् अर्वाक्श्रुतौ कौशलमिति अमन्यता. Hare Krishna. So the meaning of the shloka is that just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Give me a minute. Sorry. Hare Krishna. Sorry. All the demigods from the upper, lower, and middle universal planetary systems assembled at the altar of the Rajasuya sacrifice performed by Maharaj Yudhishthira. After seeing the beautiful bodily features of Lord Krishna, they all contemplated that he was the ultimate dexterous creation of Brahma, the creator of human beings. Yaddharmasunor Bhatarajasuye. So now Uddhavji is talking about the Rajasuya Yajna performed by Maharaja Yudhishthira after defeating the Pandavas, or after defeating the Kauravas. So in that Rajasuya Yajna, it is told that all the demigods from the upper, lower, and the middle planetary systems assembled. And the Rajasuya Yajna is that whoever does not come, it means that they don't accept that Maharaj Yudhishthira is the emperor of the universe. That is what it means. And if somebody does not come to the Rajasuya Yajna, it means that he is challenging that particular king to fight. That is the way of the Vedic times. So it is told that in the Rajasuya sacrifice, everyone came, and all the demigods also from all the planetary systems they came, and after seeing the beautiful bodily features of Lord Krishna. So in that Rajasuya Yajna, Lord Krishna was also there. So we all know that he was the person who orchestrated the victory of the Pandavas. So seeing the beautiful form of Lord Krishna, they thought that he was also a human being created by Lord Brahma, one of the best creations of Lord Brahma. So he's telling that those who saw him, they thought like that. The demigods also, they kind of thought in their mind that uh, sometimes he appears like the best creation of Brahma. So let us go to the purport by Srila Prabhupada. So can I request Uday Prabhu to read the purport? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. There was nothing comparable to the bodily features of Lord Krishna when he was present in this world. The most beautiful object in the material world may be compared to the blue lotus flower or the full moon in the sky. But even the lotus flower and the moon were defeated by the beauty of the bodily features of Lord Krishna. And this was certified by the demigods, the most beautiful living creatures in the universe. The demigod thought that Lord Krishna, like themselves, was also created by Lord Brahma. But in fact, Brahma was created by Lord Krishna. It was not within the power of Brahma to create the transcendental beauty of the Supreme Lord. No one is the creator of Krishna. Rather, he is the creator of everyone. As he says in Bhagavad Gita 10.8, Aham sarvasya prabho matha sarvam parvartate.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
So, even the demigods were bewildered by the beauty of the bodily features of Lord Krishna, that for a moment they thought that he was one of the best creations of Lord Brahma. And Srila Prabhupada is also explaining that there is no material description which can describe the beauty of Lord Krishna. And he gives the examples of the lotus flower or the full moon, which is used so many times to describe something which is very beautiful or something which is very cool. But even that was no comparison to the brightness or to the beauty of Lord Krishna. And again, Srila Prabhupada explains that it is not that Lord Krishna was created by Brahma, it is the other way around. And he quotes this Chaturshloki Bhagavatam, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavu. I am the source of everything. Matta Sarvam Pravartate. Everything which we see is emanating from Lord Krishna. So, whatever we see in this material world, whether it is moving or whether it is non-moving, is coming is directly or indirectly the energy of Lord Krishna. So he says that Maya Adhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sa Chara Acharam. Maya Adhyakshena Prakriti. So Prakriti is nature, and he says that I am the director of nature. And he says, Suyatesa Chara Acharam. So, Charam means moving, Acharam means non-moving. Everything which is moving and non-moving is controlled by me, either directly or indirectly. So, we have to just always keep in mind that Sarvakarana, Lord Krishna is Sarvakarana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes, source of everything. So that is why Srila Prabhupada again reiterates that we should never think that Lord Krishna is a normal human being like us, even though he comes in a human-like form. So let us proceed to the next shloka for today. Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 2nd chapter, shloka number 14. Yasyanuraga plutaha sarasa Yasyanuraga plutaha sarasa Leelavaloka pratilabdhamana Leelavaloka pratilabdhamana Vrajastriyo drigbir anupravritta Vrajastriyo drigbir anupravritta Diyovastastu kila kritya sesha Dilovatastu kila kritya sesha Yasyanuraga plutaha sarasa Leelavaloka pratilabdhamana Vrajastriyo drigbir anupravritta Diyo vatastu kila kritya sesha. The meaning of the shloka is that the damsels of Vraja, Vrajastriya, after pastimes of laughter, humor, and exchanges of glances, were anguished when Krishna left them. So, Vrajastriya Drigbir Anupravirta. So, Pratilabdhamana. So it says that the damsels of Vraja, what kind of pastimes? So Uddhavji is very nicely describing the different kind of flavors, the different kind of moods which were there when the Rasalila happened. They said that there were so much of laughter, so much of humor, and so much of exchange of glances. So it is said in when the Raslila is described that there were so many gopis that just by glancing at Lord Krishna, they used to go into ecstasy, and some of the gopis used to faint, and there were gopis who used to go into trance just by thinking about Lord Krishna. So such was their love for Lord Krishna. And it is said that after all those pastimes of laughter, humor, and exchanges of glances, they were anguished. Means they were greatly sad when Krishna left them. Means he left to Dwaraka. They used to follow him with their eyes. And the word which is used is Drigbi. Vrajastriya Drigbi Anupravarta, following with their eyes. And thus they sat down with stunned intelligence. Diya avatastu, they were completely stunned and could not even finish their household duties. Means they were unable to accept that Krishna is not in their midst, because they actually, gopis were so pure and so attached to Lord Krishna that once they went and complained to Brahma that there was a mistake in his creation of human form. So Lord Brahma asked the gopis, what is the mistake? So all the gopis told Lord Brahma that the eyes which you have created, the the eyelids have to close regularly. And this is the mistake in your creation. And the gopis told that whenever the eyelids close, we are forced not to see Lord Krishna. Our darshan of Lord Krishna is getting cut off. So this is a defect in your creation. So such was their prema, such was their love and affection for Lord Krishna. So let us try to understand using the purport of Srila Prabhupada. Can I request Nehal Mataji to read the purport? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam.
Yes, Mataji.
In his boyhood or at Vrindavan, Lord Krishna was notorious as a teasing friend in transcendental love to all the girls his age of his age, girls his age. His love for them was so intense that there is no comparison to that ecstasy, and the damsels of Raja were so much attached to him that their affection excelled that of the great demigods like Brahma and Shiva. Lord Krishna finally admitted his defeat before the transcendental affection of the gopis and declared that he was unable to repay them for their unalloyed affection. Although the gopis were seemingly anguished by Lord's teasing behavior, when Krishna would leave them, they could not tolerate the separation and used to follow him with their eyes and minds. They were so stunned by the situation that they could not finish their household duties. No one could excel him even in the dealing of love exchange between boys and girls. It is said in the revealed scriptures that Lord Krishna personally never goes beyond the boundary of Vrindavan. He remains there eternally because of the transcendental love of the inhabitants. Thus, even though he is not visible at present, he is not away from Vrindavan for a moment. For a moment, purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, in the purport, very nicely, Srila Prabhupada is explaining that how there was a competition of love between Lord Krishna and the gopis. And he says that the love of Lord Krishna for the gopis was so intense, but the damsels, the gopis, were attached to him so much that the affection of the gopis exceeded that of demigods like Brahma and Lord Shiva. And over a period of time, it so happened that Lord Krishna kind of uh, came to the conclusion that the affection of gopis for Lord Krishna was much more than the affection of Lord Krishna for the gopis. So there are plenty of pastimes, and there is one this thing, maybe you might have heard this, but for my purification, I would like to give this pastime for illustrating the affection of the gopis towards Lord Krishna. So Narada Muni, whenever he used to meet Lord Krishna used to talk about the gopis in a very elevated manner, their affection, their bhakti, and all those things. So they one time Narada Muni wanted to uh, find out that he always thought in his mind that they are kind of uneducated gopis, and they made him to dance, they made him to do so many things. Why is Lord Krishna talking about them so highly, whereas there are so many pandits, there are 33 crore demigods who are kind of worshipping him with so much of opulence? So then once Narad Muni went and asked Lord Krishna that in spite of them behaving with you in a friendly way, in a Madhurya Bhav, in the Bhava of love, why do you still maintain that their bhakti, their love is the topmost? So Lord Krishna told, okay, how much ever I explain, you will not understand. So I will make you understand by a practical demonstration. So he said that just go and tell tell different people that I am having headache and I need to have dust from the lotus feet of my devotees. So I need the dust from the feet of my devotees so that I can rub it on my forehead. So if I rub it on my forehead, my headache will go away. Can you please get something for me? So then Narad Muni did not understand how this is going to answer his question, but still, since it was an instruction by um, Lord Krishna, he started. And then he went to Lord Shiva, he went to Lord Brahma, he went to different demigods. Everybody told the same thing. Are you mad? Do you know what happens if the dust from my feet you put it on the forehead of Lord Krishna? So I will be permanently going to hell. So like that, everybody declines. And then finally, he goes to Vrindavan. And then since he has gone to so many places and everybody refuses, he is kind of sad. And then he went to Vrindavan. And then he didn't even ask. All the gopis saw Narada Muni, but he didn't even ask. But the gopis saw that the Narada Muni, who is always used to say Narayana, Narayana, and he used to be, what shall I say, very enthusiastic. He was kind of sad. So the gopis asked him, why are you not so, you seem to be lost. So then Narada Muni said that this is what it is, and Lord Krishna has a headache, has a severe headache, and he's asked me to bring the dust from the lotus feet of the devotees to apply on his forehead. And I went to all the planets, and nobody is able to give. Then the gopi said, is this your problem? Just 1 minute wait. We will all stamp. We will give it to you right now. Narad Muni was surprised. So Lord Krishna is telling that the gopis are great devotees of the Lord. They have so much of affection, whereas they are ready to commit such a sin that this thing. So, but Narada Muni thought that okay, they are not educated. They may not know that this is sinful. It is my responsibility. It is my duty to tell them. So Narada Muni said that, do you know what will happen if you give the dust from your feet to apply on the forehead of Krishna? You will incur so much of sin that you can never come out of hell. So all the gopis told that what forget about what happens to us. Whatever should happen to us, let it happen. We just want the headache of Krishna to go. That's it. Whatever happens to us, let it happen. So all the gopis assembled, they trampled their feet upon the place which was there. They collected the sand and gave it to Narada Muni. So then Narada Muni realized the extent of affection, the extent to which the gopis loved Lord Krishna. And that's the reason why he, in this particular purport also, it is said that Krishna finally admitted his defeat before the transcendental affection of the gopis, and he is also declaring that he he declared that he will never be able to repay them for their unalloyed affection. And he just so when the separation happened, they were not able to accept that, and they were to the point that they were completely stunned. So they say no, that there are some occasions where our we don't know how to react. Our mouth, we don't even know how to talk, and then we are unable to talk, we are unable to react. So that is called as completely stunned. So all these gopas, all these gopis, they also became completely stunned, and to the extent that they were not able to do their household duties. And then he says that Lord Krishna never goes beyond the boundary of Vrindavan. So he always stays in Vrindavan. So whenever we visit Vrindavan, we need to be aware. We need to keep in our mind that Lord Krishna is always there. So the only way in which we can see him is by applying the ointment of love in our eyes. Premanjana churita bhaktir vilochaneena santas sadaiva hridayeshu vilokayanti yam shama sundaram achintya gunaswarupam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. So there are people who go to Vrindavan and then come back saying that Vrindavan is very dirty. I could see only monkeys and pigs. So this is basically the limitation of what they are seeing. So if we apply the ointment of love in our eyes, it is prema anjana. So the Lord tells the formula for seeing him. Brahma Samhita, this is a shloka from the Brahma Samhita, where Lord Brahma gives the formula for having darshan of Lord Krishna. He says, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. One thing is that we should do devotional service. Second thing is that we should smear the ointment of love in our eyes. Means we should have unconditional love for Lord Krishna. Srila Prabhupada always used to tell that, give the example of a mother cooking for her children. She does not complain, irrespective of the season, irrespective of her health, irrespective of the time of the day. She never complains. She does it spontaneously out of love and affection. So Srila Prabhupada says that our love for Krishna should be like that. So Prema Anjana. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. So then what happens? Santa Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti. Sadaiva Hridayeshu. So when we have the ointment of love in our eyes, Lord Krishna comes and sits in our heart permanently. In what form he comes? Yam Shama Sundaram Achintya Gunaswarupam. In the form of Shama Sundar, he comes and then he stays in our heart. So which means that we should have the eyes to see Lord Krishna when we go to Vrindavan, because he never leaves Vrindavan even for a moment. Let us go to the next shloka, shloka number 15. Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 2nd chapter, shloka number 15. Swasantarupeshu itaraiswarupair Swashantarupeshu itaraiswarupair Abhyar Abhyardhya Maneshu Maneshwa Anukampitatma Abhyardhyamaneshwa Anukampitatma Paravaresho Mahadam Sayukto परावरेशो महदं संयुक्तो ह्यजोऽपि जातो भगवान् यथाग्नि ह्यजोऽपि जातो भगवान् यथाग्नि स्वशान्तरूपेष्वति स्वशान्तरूपेष्वितरैस्वरूपैरभ्यर्ध्यमाने स्वानुकम्पितात्मा परावरेशो महदं संयुक्तो ह्यजोऽपि जातो भगवान् यथाग्नि. So, the meaning of the shloka is that the personality of Godhead, the all-compassionate controller of both the spiritual and the material creations, is unborn. But when there is friction between his peaceful devotees and persons who are in the material modes of nature, he takes birth just like fire, accompanied by the Mahatattva. So, there are a couple of things which is coming out in the shloka. Uddhavji says that the personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, the all-compassionate controller. So, he is controlling both the spiritual and the material creations, all the 7 spiritual planetary systems and all the material 7 planetary systems, all of them are being controlled by Lord Krishna. So, it is told in the 5th chapter that it is coming in the 29th shloka of the 5th chapter that we should understand that Lord Krishna is the Ishvara of all the planets. So let me pull that shloka. 1 minute. So, in this shloka, Lord Krishna says, Bhoktaram yajñatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarva bhutanam nyatva mam shantim rakshati. So, sarvaloka maheshwaram. So, he is the controller, Maha Ishwar of all the planets. So, the same thing is being told here, that the personality of Godhead is the controller of both the material and the spiritual creations. And he is unborn. So, Lord Krishna is eternal. He doesn't have a beginning and an end. Ishvara Paramah Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda. So there is no beginning and end. Sarva Karana Karanam. Then he says, but when there is friction between his peaceful devotees and persons who are in the material modes of nature, which means demons. So when there is a problem between the devotees of the Lord and the demons, what happens? He takes birth just like fire, which means that a fire is smoldering in the form of smoke. But when we just put a little bit of camphor, immediately it flares up. Similarly, that's a very, I would say, a crude example with my limited intelligence. So Uddhavji says that whenever there is a problem between his devotees and asuras, he immediately takes place accompanied by the Mahatattva. So the same thing is brought about by Lord Krishna even in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where he says that I take birth to please the devotees. यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य ग्लानिर्भवति भारत अभ्युत्थानम् अधर्मस्य tadatmanam sharjamyaham. That is one thing where he says whenever and wherever there is adharma, I will take birth. And in the next shloka, he says paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha dushkritam. So for or removing all the miscreants, and then for protecting his devotees, to give pleasure to his devotees, he is coming. So we may ask that Lord Krishna has so much of potency as to why he should appear just for vanquishing the demons. So the same question was asked by Akbar, the emperor, to Birbal, that your Lord is so powerful, for killing those demons, why he needs to come. So Birbal said that if I explain to you now, you will not understand. I will explain to you with a proper demonstration. So then what happened was that there was the next day morning, there was Akbar was standing on the balcony, and there was a kind of a swimming pool where a couple of soldiers were standing, and then the pool was on the ground floor, and then Akbar was standing on the balcony at the first floor level. So Birbal came there, and then just like that he shouted that the grandchild of Akbar has fallen into the pool, please rescue. Like that he shouted, बचाओ बचाओ, अकबर का पोता है पूल के अंदर गिर गया. So then Akbar, who was standing in the balcony in the first floor, directly jumped into the pool from the first floor. And then he searched that no one was there. He became very angry, and then he asked Birbal, "Kya mazak hai ye? Why did you do this?" Then Birbal said that you remember you asked me a question yesterday as to Lord Krishna. He can just uh, send anyone to vanquish his demons. Why does he come personally? He said that the pool is in the ground floor. You are standing in the balcony. There are couple of soldiers right next to the pool, but still, without even thinking, you jumped because of your affection. He said the same thing is with Lord Krishna. So let us go into the purport. Can I request?
That was a beautiful example, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. So, can I request Amit Prabhu to read the first paragraph? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. The devotees of the Lord are by nature peaceful because they have no material hankering. A liberated soul has no hankering, and therefore he has no lamentation. One who wants to possess also laments when he loses his possession. Devotees have no hankerings for material possessions and no hankerings for spiritual salvation. They are situated in the transcendental loving service of the Lord as a matter of duty, and they do not mind where they are or how they have to act. Karmis, Jnanis, and Yogis all hanker to possess some material or spiritual assets. Karmis want to Karmis want material possessions, Jnanis and Yogis want spiritual possessions. But devotees do not want any material or spiritual assets. They want only to serve the Lord anywhere in the material or spiritual worlds that the Lord desires. And the Lord is always specifically compassionate towards such devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So, if you see in this shloka, it is told about his peaceful devotees. So, which I have highlighted on the screen, and the word which is used, the first line of the shloka itself, Swashanta Rupeshu, Shanta Rupeshu. So, this purport by Srila Prabhupada is explaining as to why the devotees of the Lord are by nature peaceful, because they don't have any kind of requirements, they are not after any kind of possessions. Can I request Panchatattva Prabhu to read the next paragraph? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. The second paragraph, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
The karmis, jnanis, and yogis have their particular mentalities in the modes of nature, and therefore they are called itara or non-devotees. These itaras, including even the yogis, sometimes harass the devotees of the Lord. Durvasa Muni, a great yogi, harassed Maharaja Ambrisha because the latter was a great devotee of the Lord. And the great karmi and the jnani, Hiranyakashipu, even harassed his own Vaishnava son, Prahlad Maharaj. There are many instances of such harassment of peaceful devotees of the Lord by the itaras. When such friction takes place, the Lord, out of his great compassion towards his pure devotees, appears in person, accompanied by his plenary portions controlling the Mahatattva. Is that it?
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So, in this particular paragraph, Srila Prabhupada explains that we should not be under the impression that only the karmis are against or harass the devotees of the Lord. So, Srila Prabhupada gives excellent examples where even the jnanis and the yogis create problem for the devotees. So, when it comes to the yogi, the example given is Durvasa Muni, where just because Maharaj Ambarish completed the Ekadasi fasting before Durvasa Muni came, he created a lot of problems. And Maharaj Ambarish, he was a devotee of the Lord, and he completed his fast because in those days, all the prajas, they waited for the king to complete the Ekadasi fast. So he did not want all his prajas to fast, to be affected just because he did not complete his fast. But Durvasa Muni, even though he understood this, even though he was aware of this, his ego overtook him and he created a lot of problems. And when it comes to the jnanis, Prabhupada is given the example of Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu, it is not that he did not have knowledge. He had all the knowledge. He did all kinds of tapasya. He did everything. He was aware that he was aware about the potency of Vishnu or Lord Krishna, but his ego was so much that he could not tolerate others um, glorifying Lord Krishna or Vishnu in any way. So Srila Prabhupada tells that having knowledge or even progressing spiritually is no guarantee that we will not commit mistakes, is no guarantee that we will harm others. So we always have to be careful that we have to be compassionate to all the devotees. Even if we are a devotee, even when we are in devotional service, we have to be careful so that we don't offend the Vaishnavas, because being a devotee or being a jnani, having knowledge, is no guarantee that we will behave in a inimical way. The next paragraph, can I request R.B. Prabhu to read the next paragraph? Hare Krishna.
Sorry, I won't be able to read.
Okay, Prabhu. Can I request?
Can I read, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. The Lord is everywhere. in both the material and spiritual domains, and he appears for the sake of his devotees when there is friction between his devotee and the non-devotee. As electricity is generated by friction of matter anywhere and everywhere, the Lord, being all pervading, appears because of the friction of devotees and non devotees. When Lord Krishna appears on a mission, all his plenary portions accompany him. When he appeared as the son of Vasudev, there were differences of opinion about his incarnation. Some said he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, some said he is an incarnation of Narayan, and others said he is the incarnation of Kshirodakshai Vishnu. But actually, he is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. And Narayan, the Purushas, and all other incarnations accompany him to function as different parts of his pastimes. Mahat Amsha Yuktaha indicates that he is accompanied by the Purushas who create the Mahat Tattva. It is confirmed in the Vedic hymns Mahantam Vibhum Atmanam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So, Srila Prabhupada is trying to explain and trying to reiterate the message that irrespective of whatever is the incarnation, the potency, the Shakti is the same, and all his plenary portions accompany the incarnation of the Lord whenever he comes. And the word which is used in this particular shloka is Mahat Amsa Yuktah. So, which means that he is coming with not only his associates but also with his plenary portions. So, the thing which we need to take away is that irrespective of whatever is the incarnation, the potency, the Shakti is the same. There is no difference. So, the next paragraph, can I request Sumati Mataji to read? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Lord Krishna appeared just like electricity when there was friction between Kamsa and Vasudeva and Ugrasena. Vasudeva and Ugrasena were the Lord's devotees, and Kamsa, a representative of the Karmis and Jnanis, was a non-devotee. Krishna, as he is compared to the sun. He first appeared from the ocean of the womb of Devaki, and gradually he satisfied the inhabitants of the places surrounding Mathura, just as the sun enlivens the lotus flower in the morning. After gradually rising to the meridian of Dwarka, the Lord set like the sun, placing everything in darkness as described by Uddhava. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, the appearance of Lord Krishna is different from the way in which we appear. So, we take birth by the union of the father and the mother, but whereas Lord Krishna is not like that. So, he appeared in the heart of Vasudeva. From the heart of Vasudeva, he transferred to the heart of Devaki, and from the heart of Devaki, he descended to the womb and then came out. So, the appearance of Lord Krishna is according to his own will, and it is not based on the union of human beings in the way in which we are born. And this is something which we always need to keep in mind. Let us go to the next shloka, the last shloka for today. Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 2nd chapter, shloka number 16. Mam kedayati etad ajasya janma. Mam kedayati etad ajasya janma. Vidambanam yad vasudeva gehe. Vidambanam yad vasudeva gehe. Vraje chavaso ribayadiva swayam. Vraje chavaso ribayadiva swayam. Pura Vyavadsid Yedanantavirya Pura Vyavadsid Yedanantavirya Mam Kedayati Etadajasya Janma Vidambanam Yad Vasudeva Gehe Vraje Chavaso Ribayadiva Swayam Pura Vyavadsid Yedanantavirya. The meaning of the shloka is that when I think of Lord Krishna, so Uddhavji is telling Vidura that when I think of Lord Krishna, how he was born in the prison house of Vasudeva, although he is unborn. So we all know that Lord Krishna is eternal, but still he appeared in the prison house of Vasudeva. So Uddhavji is telling that when I think of Lord Krishna, how he was born in the prison house of Vasudeva, although he is unborn, how he went away from his father's protection to Vraja and lived there incognito out of fear of the enemy. Incognito means in a way in which he cannot be recognized, out of fear of the enemy, Kamsa, and how, although unlimitedly powerful, he fled from Mathura in fear. All these bewildering incidents give me distress. So, this is a more of a reflection of Uddhavji that as a from a material perspective, if we think, it gives me distress. So this is what he's telling, that when I think of all these things, all these bewildering incidents give me distress. So let us try to understand more by going through the purport. Can I request Uday Prabhu to read the purport? Hare Krishna.
I'm having problem with my mobile, Prabhuji.
No problem. Rao Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Purport. Because Lord Sri Krishna is the virginal person from whom everything and everyone has emanated. Aham sarvasya prabhava janmadi asya Vedanta Sutra 1.1.2. Nothing can be equal to or greater than him. The Lord is supremely perfect, and whenever he enacts his transcendental pastimes as a son, a rival, or an object of enmity, he plays the part of perfectly that even pure devotees like Uddhava are bewildered. For example, Uddhava knew perfectly well that Lord Sri Krishna is eternally existent and can neither die nor disappear for good. Yet he lamented for Lord Krishna. All these events are perfect arrangements to give perfection to his supreme glories. It is for enjoyment's sake. When a father plays with his little son and the father lies down on the floor as if defeated by the son, it is just to give the little son pleasure and nothing more. Because the Lord is all powerful, it is possible for him to adjust opposites such as birth and no birth, power and defeat, fear and fearlessness. A pure devotee knows very well how it is possible for the Lord to adjust opposite things. But he laments for the non devotees who, not knowing the supreme glories of the Lord, think of him as imaginary simply because there are so many apparently contradictory statements in the scriptures. Factually, there is nothing contradictory. Everything is possible when we understand the Lord as a Lord and not as one of us with all our imperfection. Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So, Srila Prabhupada is trying to explain in the purport that when Uddhavji is telling that he is distressed whenever he thinks that the way in which he was born and then he got transferred to Mathura, and then he he transferred to Vrajabhumi, and then from Mathura, he is fleeing out of fear. He is giving me distress. So Srila Prabhupada is explaining that it is not that it is not that Uddhavji does not know that Lord Krishna is transcendental. So Srila Prabhupada is explaining that Lord Krishna, when he is performing the pastimes, it is so perfect that the other person, whoever is witnessing that, believes that it is real. So it is played so perfectly. And that is the reason why sometimes even devotees, pure devotees, Srila Prabhupada very nicely writes that he plays the part so perfectly that even pure devotees like Uddhava are bewildered. So a similar shloka will be coming when we go to the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, when there is a description of Damodar Arti, and there is a very nice shloka by where it says that even Lord Brahma and Shiva, they are not able to have darshan of Lord Krishna. They wait so much to have darshan of Lord Krishna. But Yashoda Maya was able to bind him just out of his love. So this bewilders me. And even Kunti Maharani's, there is a chapter on Kunti Maharani, and even in that chapter, there's a shloka which comes where Kunti Maharani says that I am bewildered by this. So even uh, death personified, even fear personified, is afraid of Lord Krishna, but that particular Lord Krishna is bound by Yashoda Maya. This bewilders me. I am unable to understand this. So when the pastimes of the Lord are performed, it is performed in a perfect way so that sometimes even pure devotees are getting bewildered. And this is the beauty of the pastimes of Lord Krishna. And in the beginning itself, Uddhavji very clearly tells that he comes in a human-like form so that he can perform this leelas. And uh, when the leela is performed, he puts all the others in trance so that they don't, they are not able to see that he is the Lord. For example, when he is in Vrindavan, if others are able to somehow understand that he is a supreme Lord, he cannot perform the pastimes. So he performs the pastimes in such a perfect way so that everybody is bewildered, and a very nice example is given by Srila Prabhupada in the purport of a father playing with his little son and uh, giving some kind of posture as if he is defeated and things like that. So the Lord says in the ninth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, which we all will be coming there in due course of time, in the fourth chapter of the ninth canto, he says, Aham Bhakta Paradino. So I am completely under the control of devotees. So the other way, he also makes the devotee, for him to come under the control of the devotees, he puts them under Maya. Otherwise, he cannot come under the control of the devotees. So it is it's a very it's a very nice relationship, and this relationship can be understood only when we are in bhakti, only when we are in devotional service. So I remember one of the sannyasis when he came to our Damodar Desh Yatra, when the program used to happen in Sindhi Hall. So there was a question asked that what will be the how nectarian it will be when we experience the presence of Lord Krishna in one way or the other, or whenever it happens. So The sannyasi explained, I don't remember as to who was that. He explained that we can experience Lord only when we are a devotee. First of all, we need to understand that. So he quoted the shloka from the Brahma Samhita, Advaitamachyutam Ananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayauvanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabham Adurlabhamatma Bhaktau Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Vedeshu Durlabham. So if you think that I will sit at my home, read the Vedas, read Bhagavad Gita, read Bhagavatam, and understand Krishna and experience Krishna, he says Durlabham, difficult, impossible. And the second half of the line, he says Adurlabham Atma Bhakto. Adurlabham is the opposite of Durlabham, which means very easy. Atma Bhakto. So when we serve the Lord and his devotees with full-hearted love, that is the reason why Srila Prabhupada always used to say loving devotional service. So this loving devotional service is the element of love is very, very important in devotional service. आज मुझे ये सेवा दिया गया है, मैं इसको कैसे करूं? I've been asked to make 50 paratas. It is very difficult, 50 puris. So, if we do our service with lamentation, there will be no purification. That anubhav, that experience um, will not be there. That experience will be there when we do it with love. And he said that how sweet will be the experience. He said that if somebody comes and asks you, what is the taste of sugar? Can you explain it to him? You can try to say that this enzyme in your mouth will react with that enzyme and this kind of feeling will come. But how much ever we try to explain, the person can realize only when he puts the sugar in his mouth. So the sannyasi said that the experience, the anubhava of Lord Krishna, it can be felt only when you are in devotional service, only when you are surrendered to Lord Krishna, only when you have the ointment of love in your eyes, only when you wholeheartedly serve Lord Krishna and his devotees, only then you will get the experience, and that experience cannot be explained in words. So this is the same thing which he said, and this is coming in a different way in later in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 11th canto, second chapter, shloka number 42. Bhakti Pareshanubhavo Viraktir Anyatra Chaisa Trika Ekakala Prapadyamanasya Yathas Nata Shus Tusti Pushti Shudapayo Anugasam. So devotion, direct experience of the Supreme Lord and detachment from other things. Bhakti, devotion. Paraisha Anubhavaha, direct experience of the Supreme Lord. Virakti, detachment from material things. These three occur simultaneously for one who has taken shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the same way that pleasure, nourishment, and relief on hunger come simultaneously and increasingly with each bite for a person engaged in eating. So when we have prasadam, our hunger automatically goes and we get nourishment also, we get pleasure also, and with each bite, this increases. Similarly, when we take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we will get bhakti, we will get direct experience, and automatically we will get material detachment. And how to practice that? ISKCON is a practical institution to take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there are 5 elements which are required for taking shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which are referred to as Panchanga Vidhi, chanting the holy names of Lord Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Being in the association of devotees like now how we are, reading the scriptures, Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam in the association of devotees like how we are doing, accepting Krishna Prasadam, and 5, serving the Lord in his Dham or having an altar at our home and then serving. So this Krishna consciousness movement, ISKCON, is a practical institution where we can do all these things and take shelter, surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so that we get back the experience of Lord Krishna, which Uddhava has experienced. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल.
Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you.
Hare
Thank you so
Krishna.
much.
I would request devotees to add any comments or points, and if there is any doubts, please feel free. By the mercy of Prabhupada, senior acharyas and devotees, we shall try to understand. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Wonderful class, like always. Anybody has any question?
No, Prabhu, all was self-explanatory.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you once again, Subal Prabhu, and for giving me this opportunity
Hare Krishna,
to
Prabhu.
talk about the Lord and the devotees. And thanks to all the devotees. Because of you, this meeting is happening. So even though Subal Prabhu is arranging the meeting, unless all of you are there, the satsang will not be there. So all glories to each and every one of you. Let us all participate regularly. Let us all hold hands. And as Srila Prabhupada said, go back home, back to Godhead at the end of this life. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Before we end the class, let's do Vaishnav Pranam. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa
Kripa
sindhubhya evacha
sindhubhya vacha
patitanam
patitanam
pavanebhyo
pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
namo
namo
namo.
namo.
Ananta
Ananta
Koti
Koti
Vaishnav
Vaishnavrinda
ki
ki
jai.
jai,
Srila
Srila
Prabhupada
Prabhupada
ki jai.
ki jai.
Hare.
Thank you very
Hare
much. Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. See you next week.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you
Hare
so
Krishna.
much.
Hare Krishna.